Al-Hamdani is an independent Yemen analyst and a non-resident scholar at the Middle East Institute. Joins us now from Washington, D.C. Good to have you with us. First of all, how dangerous is this split, essentially, within the same side?
It's going to be very dangerous. They are on the same side in terms of fighting the Houthi or a northern opponent out. However, in reality, they have not been getting along for months. And the Southern Separatist forces, especially represented in the Southern Transitional Council, have called repeatedly to secession and feel like the time is ideal to self-determination and to pursue it now. So it seems that although they're fighting against a common enemy, the time has come where differences amongst them are more important than just fighting that enemy. And so what we see is something that was expected. We've seen signs of it coming for many years, actually. The Southern Separatist movement have been calling for secession as early as 2007 and then very strongly in 2011. And then again, when the war started, the calls continued to grow. And what the war did, in a sense, is it helped these forces gain arms, and with these arms, they're certainly able to push the government out. Whether they're actually going to be able to take control of the entire part of Aden. So there are key sites for battles, for example. If the Southern Transitional Council is capable of controlling Al-Ma'ashiq area, which is where the president's forces are mostly and the government is residing there, if they're able to secure these areas, and if they're able to secure the Aden-Abyan line, and if they're able to get recognition from neighboring governorates, then we can say that the Southern Transitional Council has took control of Aden. Now, the problem is we're not entirely sure that they're strong enough to do that, which means that this could potentially open clashes for days, even weeks. And so the world is watching to see whether they're going to be able to calm this down, and the next few days will really tell us what is in store for Aden and what is a possibility for how they're going to govern that city moving forward.
Some of these southern forces are backed by the UAE. Does it want to see the front fighting Houthis split in this way? Is it trying to undermine the internationally recognized government there?
So certainly the internationally backed government has been based between Riyadh and Aden. The majority of the government staff have been operating out of Aden, but the president has consistently remained in Saudi Arabia. And so because of that, locally speaking in Yemen, a lot of the Yemenis feel that the government has not lived up to their expectations, have not delivered delivered services at the level that is expected. And so it seems that the Southern Transitional Council is trying to push for a sort of agreement between the Southern Transitional Council and the Yemeni government that would look a lot like the peace and partnership deal that the Houthis managed to strike with the government back in September of 2014, which is a partnership where the government remains on the ground, but the Southern Transitional Council has the full authority of how to run the country. And so, publicly speaking, we've seen that the UAE has called for a de-escalation of tensions. However, we do know that the Southern Transitional Council is definitely backed by the UAE. And so I suppose if the STC pushes out the government completely, then we'll see a bigger divide between the position of Saudi Arabia and the position of the UAE. However, what's happening in Yemen now is just, we're going to have to wait and see what happens, because it's the realities on the ground that are going to dictate the future of Yemen.
All right, thank you for your analysis of that, Al-Hamdani.